Well, y'all knew it was coming. Everybody realized it was going to happen. The only question is, what do we do now? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's just get together and talk about it. Hello, how you doing out there in internet land? My name is Brian Trippett. I am known as the Front Porch Conservative. Welcome in for a special, I guess that may be the best way to say it, session of Chattin on the Porch. This is post-Trump verdict. We're talking tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, this stream might be a little bit different than most of them that I do. Because really, I'm going to step out the way and let y'all have your way in this matter. I will. This is not about me tonight. This is about you guys. This is about everybody getting it out their system and talking about it. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're on Twitter. So, yeah, tell your friends, hey, man, if you need to vent, here's the link to a live stream where the guy is just letting us talk. Let's get down and get to it. This is Chattin' on the Porch. My name's Brian Trippett. I'm the Front Porch Conservative. I am sometimes referred to as the common man with common sense, and hopefully my common sense is going to reign through tonight, along with something else that I think is an emotion or something that we need to discipline ourselves for going forward for the next 5 months. And I'll explain that here in a minute. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on Twitter. Come on, y'all. Get up here. Get up on this porch. Let's talk about this. Because we got to get it out of our systems to be able to go forward. So we may as well just start the healing tonight. May as well just start talking about what we think. And we will get into it. We're going to get into it. So tell your friends right now. Send out the link. Share it far and wide. Wherever you are on social media. Tell them to get in here. Let's talk about this. And we'll see if we can figure this thing out. Good to have y'all here tonight. Look, let's just jump right in. I mean, I'll give you my thoughts after I read one headline. I've got maybe a handful of tabs pulled up. But tonight is about you guys. And I'm not trying to be cheesy or schmaltzy or anything else. I mean this in all sincerity. This is about you guys. Let's talk it through and let's get it out of our systems. If you've got links to articles or videos that you think we ought to see, drop them in chat. I don't care if it's on YouTube or Rumble. Let's put it out there. Let's talk about it. We'll go as long as y'all feel. I mean, I'm going to go at least till 9 o'clock. That's about my normal. But if you want to go a little bit longer than that, we'll try and do it. But let's just dive right in. There ain't no getting around it. Everybody heard about it starting at about 5 o'clock today. New York Times headline, Trump guilty on all counts. Jury hands down historic conviction in hush money case. Go into the article. Donald J. Trump, the former president and presumptive 2024 Republican nominee, was convicted on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in a case stemming from a payment that silenced a porn star. Article by Jonah Bromwich and Ben Protis. We've got the following. The former president's sentencing is scheduled for July. Here's the latest. Donald J. Trump was convicted on Thursday of falsifying records to cover up a sex scandal that threatened to derail his 2016 presidential campaign, capping an extraordinary trial that tested the resilience of the American justice system and will reverberate into November's election. Mr. Trump was convicted on all 34 counts of falsifying business records by a jury of 12 New Yorkers who deliberated over 2 days to reach a decision in a case rife with descriptions of secret deals, tabloid scandal, and an Oval Office pact that echoes of Watergate. Oh, hell's bells. Now that is... Come on, Brian, keep it professional here. The former president sat largely expressionless, a glum look on his face after the jury issued its verdict. Yeah. All right. Let's just start talking about it. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the whole thing. When it got past the first day, I thought, all right, let's see what happens. They came back in this morning. They went back to work probably at around, the jury, that is, probably around 11:30. There was talk that they were going to adjourn at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Marshawn was ready to send them home. Then the word came out that they had a verdict. And then it hit like a thunderclap, is the best way to describe it. And I get it. I understand. I ain't mad at you. I ain't upset with you. I get it. But we're going to talk through this thing tonight. We are. My thoughts were, when I heard that they might adjourn at 4 o'clock and go home, okay, maybe they're taking a good long time to think about this. And I'm not going to lie. I am an eternal optimist. You know, even when there's like, I don't know, 30 seconds left in the game and we're down by 2 touchdowns, I'm always thinking that somehow there's some crazy way we're going to win. And I thought maybe hope against hope that we might get a hung jury. I'm not going to lie to you. Did I expect he'd be found guilty? Yeah. Did I expect it'd probably be on the majority of the charges? Yeah. Did I even acknowledge the possibility it could be all 34 counts? Sure. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So where does it go from here? Well, you know what? And you weren't wrong, dear. You were not wrong. And I saw your other comment. We're going to get back to that. No, don't worry. There is all kinds of ways to slice this apple, and we're going to try and do as much of that as we can tonight. But that comment I saw ahead of this one, we're going to talk about that. Over on Rumble, let's see what we got so far. WWG1 says, good evening all. My take is that this is the best thing that could have happened. We'll get to that. We're going to get to that too. You know, TBA says, now any former president or any member of his cabinet or member of Congress or anyone in government can now be prosecuted for anything they've done that's illegal. Or I think you meant to type legal, but okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If this stands. And we'll get to that too. So I was about 5 o'clock when the verdict came down. I was picking up a family member of mine from an appointment that they had, and I was giving them a ride home. And I heard it come in, guilty. Then Funman said, yeah, from inside the courtroom, they got him on all 34 counts. I am not going to lie. I'm just going to give you, this is me being about as raw and real as it gets right now. I was disappointed. Because like I say, somewhere in me, there is a measure of, I don't want to call it childlike, because I don't think I'm childish. Well, sometimes I am. But inside of me, there's still that grain of optimism that says, you know what? This is going to work out okay. I mean, the night is dark, but we're going to be all right. And when I got past that, I wasn't even angry. And to be honest, I'm not angry now. There is one thing that I am now above all else after this verdict. One, I am resolved. I am absolutely resolved. And you wonder what I'm talking about? It gets down to this. I am resolved that I will come to this microphone every day, and I'll be doing a lot of things. But one of them is, in my small little way, with my audience that is growing but limited, I'm going to come here and tell y'all the truth. And I'll tell you when Donald Trump does something right, and I'll tell you when he screws it up. But this is not going to shake me off of Trump. Which, by the way, there are millions of Americans who have the same kind of resolve right now, and I got a feeling if I took a poll of you guys, you're the same way. Ain't nobody coming off of Trump. And I'll take that one step further. And this is where I think Joe Biden, his Justice Department, and I don't care what the mainstream press says, you don't tell me that Joe Biden's Justice Department isn't involved in this, especially with Michael Colangelo's work in all this. There are now hundreds of thousands or millions of people who are waking up and they're like, man, this is wrong. They were and the range on them is all kinds of different things. Okay? You've got people who would never vote for Trump. I mean, they're not the Jonah Goldberg types. They're not the Bill Kristol types of never Trumpers. But they're like, nah, I'm not going to vote for the guy. I don't like him personally. I don't like his style. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he carries himself. Whatever. They're now going to come to Trump because of this. You've got African Americans and Hispanics and Asians who maybe they've never voted before in their life, but they watch what was just done to Donald Trump. They're going to come to Donald Trump. TBA over on Rumble says Trump's support is going to skyrocket. Buddy, I don't think we know yet how high it could go. This was the worst thing they ever could have done. And I was going to say this for a little later, but since we're already swerving into the subject, I mean, and yeah, I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised by this at all. And Robert Gouvet on his live stream is reporting that somebody out of Silicon Valley gave $300,000 directly following the result. Damn. Now, let's get some reaction from the man himself. Donald Trump came outside the courtroom, and by all accounts, from everything I've heard, he actually smiled when this verdict was handed down. That is straight gangsta. I'm sorry. If that's what he actually did, that's just straight gangster. So let's just hear it from the man himself. From the lips of the former president, here is Donald Trump's reaction to what went down. Folks, do me a favor and take a listen.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a sore respect, DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
I am pretty sure, without ever having a conversation with the man, he knew this was coming. He absolutely knew it was coming. That's class. That's absolute class right there. Oh, but yeah, shilling for a convicted Republican. No. I'm supporting a man who never should have been put in that courtroom because he never committed a crime. And I am yet to hear anybody in the mainstream media explain to me what crime he committed. Oh, there's charges, but no one can explain to me how any of this makes any sense. But that's water under the bridge. That's spilt milk. I'm not going to cry over it. It's done. And this will be overturned. Don't you think it won't be? This will be overturned. Gypsy asked the question, when's the sentencing? And it's July the 11th. It's right before the convention, about 4 days before the start of the Republican convention. And we'll get into that too, because there's an angle of this, and it's already starting. When you hear the clip I've got, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. So Donald Trump went in there and took one on the chin. We've even got some comments from Alvin Bragg, Alvin the New York Chipmunk. And he was his normal sanctimonious self in all this. This runs about 30 seconds. Tell me what you guys think.
I did my job. Our job is to follow the facts and the law without fear or favor. And that's exactly what we did here. And what I feel is just gratitude to work alongside phenomenal public servants who do that each and every day in matters that you all write about and make the press, and in lots of matters that you don't. I did my job. We did our job. Many voices out there. The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
The jury has spoken. In an area of the United States that voted for Joe Biden by about 80 to 20%. Yep, they followed the facts and they followed the law, right? They followed it right where Judge Don Juan Marchand took them. Despite the objections of the defense, legitimate objections, might I add. Despite the fact that Don Juan Marchand gave a set of jury instructions that were so confusing and so pro-prosecution, there's no way they couldn't have come to any other conclusion. So, the verdict's in. 34 counts. 34 counts. Now, I'm going to ask a question to this audience and anybody else who steps up on the electronic front porch right now, which, by the way, hit that like button, share the link around, tell your friends if anybody feels the need to vent. This is the night. Come on and do it. It's open court, man. I've got invitations out to buddies of mine right now. Most of them, Ruben Christopher Haynes. I've heard from Brentley. He's not going to be able to make it, but I've sent it out to him. Sent it out to Christian Watson, any of the gang. Come on. If other content creators are watching this, I know Lutch right now, the Indian Jesus, he's doing a live stream on this. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm not just saying that, for the sake of saying it. I mean, I'm serious. If somebody's got something to say about this, put it in chat. Let's get it out of our system. I mean, we're all going to need to get a lot of this out of our system tonight. So let's talk about the reaction of the press. I've got a clip here from CBS News. Y'all are going to love this. I'll put this up here. I'll stop it where I think I need to. It runs about 2.5 minutes, but it's worth it. Oh, you know they are. Pizza party. Hell, they're probably popping out $100 bottles of Cristal champagne. Here's Nora O'Donnell from CBS News.
Just want to quickly fact check something that the former president said. Scott McFarlane is with us. Donald Trump has repeated that this was launched by the Biden administration, but we should just clarify that so that people don't think this is something that Joe Biden initiated.
Oh my God, Nora. Seriously? You're going to try and convince the American people that Joe Biden and the Democrat-controlled Justice Department had absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with the fact that the leading contender to run against the incumbent president, a Democrat, Joseph R. Biden Jr., you're going to try and convince the American people in your sanctimonious smugness that no, there was no political motivation on the part of anybody in the Justice Department to do anything related to this. This was purely a state matter. A state matter which, by the way, they charged Donald Trump on federal election charges. But no. The Biden Justice Department had nothing to do with this. I mean, ladies and gentlemen in America, ignore the fact that the number 3 man at the Justice Department, Michael Colangelo, resigned his job, a high-paid, cushy job at the DOJ, to go slumming around with the prosecutors in the Manhattan DA office and help them work on a case that prior to his arrival, Alvin Bragg passed on it. No. Joe Biden and no, they had nothing to do with this. Seriously, Nora? Do you really think the American people are that damn stupid? Really? Now, I might be willing to give you that point. No. I stop and think about that for about a half a second. I do disagree. And I love you, but I just disagree on this. Joe's perfectly capable of it. He might not have the mental capacity to pull it off, but he's most certainly capable of it. Let's remember, this is the man who sicked the FBI on Michael Flynn in 2017 when they had their meeting in December of 2016. They said, well, maybe we can get him on the Logan Act. Oh, Joe Biden's perfectly capable of this. As a matter of fact, and I do not have it in front of me right now, but I remember this very clearly. There was an article in the New York Times where Joe Biden was frustrated with Merrick Garland because he wasn't going after Donald Trump and prosecuting him. This is in the New York Times. So, I love you, but I absolutely disagree with you on this one. Joe Biden is perfectly capable of doing it. So let's continue listening to whatever fountain of wisdom is coming out of her mouth. This ought to be downright amusing.
This is a grand jury, and this is a jury of his peers who did the work in this prosecution adjudication. But it's not just Donald Trump, Nora. It's his allies. The House Speaker, Mike Johnson, has just released a statement saying Democrats cheered as they convicted the leader of the opposing party. Elise Stefanik, who chairs the House Republican Conference, said this is a Biden administration prosecution. Not only is this not federal, this is a local prosecution, but this is not a Democratic Party process. But that...
Excuse me? The trial gets held in Manhattan, an area that voted 4-1 for Joe Biden. They requested a change of venue, couldn't get it. They got in front of a judge who's not only presiding over a Trump trial, he's also presiding over the trial of Steve Bannon and other people related to Donald Trump. He just happens to get picked for all those trials. Don Juan Marchand we're talking about here. Nothing. No, folks. Don't think this has anything to do with the Democrat Party. No. This is a local prosecution. These people in the press absolutely crack me up. Let's just continue. Come on. Let's go. Let's hear some more profundity from your mouth.
Date really jumps out at me, Nora. July 11th for sentencing. That's 4 days before the Republican National Convention.
Wow.
Opens in Milwaukee, swing state. And to Scott's point, and we should not overlook this, Nora, the politics of this will rage from this moment forward. And those who support former President Trump will regard this as a New York matter and a Democratic matter, not an American matter. They will be offended by this, and they will, to the former president's point, try to rally their supporters and other like-minded Republicans and others on November 5th. The former president has a very serious legal problem. He is trying to remedy it through politics.
I want to bring in Robert Costa.
Well, excuse me. This legal problem, Major, I love you and I respect you as a journalist usually, but may I respectfully point out to you, this legal problem he's got was born out of politics. Okay? We're here right now. We're here with a former president of the United States convicted on 34 counts of for God only knows what. Not because of any political actions he took, but because of the political actions of Joseph R. Biden and his Justice Department. Don't sit there and try and tell me or anybody else this is a local prosecution. This was done in Manhattan. This has nothing to do with the Democrats nationally. BS. That is Bravo Sierra. You know it is. Nobody's buying it. Y'all trying to sit there behind your, ivory towers of sitting in your ivory towers of journalism, trying to convince everybody of your impartiality about all this. Oh, everybody needs to remember, Joe, this was not a Democrat. This was a local prosecution. This was a jury of his peers. Come on! What kind of snake oil are you trying to sell? Ah, jeez. Unbelievable, these people. Unbelievable. Just wow. Oh my God, just wow. I'm sorry, I'm ignoring Rumble chat here, and I apologize, but this is just... I think this night might be more for me than it is for you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. CBS be like, we got him, finally. Yeah, it's amazing to me. Just amazing. All right, let's get back to this fount of so-called wisdom. See what else they got to say.
Who is there outside the courthouse. And Robert, you could hear how angry Donald Trump was in those comments. What are you learning?
Nora, just seconds ago, got off the phone with someone very close to former President Trump, said he was expressing his anger, his fury about this verdict. Even before it was read, he was predicting to associates that he believed that this trial was a disaster and that he was going to fight it all the way through appeal. He was already signaling to some of the top Republicans in the country in the past hour that regardless of what happened, he wanted them to be with him. He believed they would stand with him. And he is really preparing his allies, tell me just now, to fight this all the way and to use this as a political weapon against President Biden. The Justice Department not involved in this case. This is a case in lower.
Oh, no. Notice what they're doing. Everybody's repeating the line. The Justice Department had nothing to do with this. This was a local prosecution. You can hear it. The spin is already going. It's already going. MSM is getting dizzy with all this. Yep, you got it, TBA. You're absolutely right. Bingo. We'll come back to this point. We will come back to this. We're almost done with this.
Manhattan. This was a jury comprised of 12 New Yorkers, people who are his peers in his home city of New York. At the same time, you're going to hear former President Trump constantly use this as a refrain that he was targeted by this trial, targeted by this prosecutor, and he is going to use his own channels of communication, whether it's social media, some kind of rally or speeches or other means, to get his message out there.
Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. I was listening, I was trying to gather up as much opinion as I could from different people. One of my favorite commentators that I love to listen to is, he goes by one name. And by the way, you know that you have made it in media or entertainment or whatever when you're recognized simply with one name. Prince, Madonna, Rush. In this case, Lionel Nation. Lionel had an interesting observation, and I can't disagree with him. I'm not sure when Trump's next rally is, but I'm dying to see how many people come out for that one. There's a story that's told after the attack on Pearl Harbor. And the story goes like this. The Japanese Admiral Yamamoto, after they successfully attacked Pearl Harbor and almost crippled the entire Pacific Fleet, Yamamoto said to one of his officers on his flagship, "I fear we have now awoken a sleeping giant." And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what's been done. And it's just going to build. It really will. I mean, you're seeing examples of it already. I mean, Gypsy and up in Connecticut pointed out that, there are reports coming in that people are donating hundreds of thousands of dollars in one shot to the Trump campaign. I'm going to show you some tweets here in a minute. Some of them you would expect from, but there's one that I'm going to show you that I think is, well, let's just do it right now. As a matter of fact, let's just do it right now. Here's a gentleman who's a social media influencer. He's got, just a handful of people following him. Not that many, he's like most of us. He uses Twitter, to say what's on his mind. Take a look at what he wrote after this verdict got handed down. "I have never voted for Donald Trump before, but I certainly will be voting for him now. The Democrats are a clear and present danger to truth, justice, and the American way. They must be defeated." And here's the dirty four-letter word that the press hates: MAGA. He posted that 1 hour after the verdict came down tonight. Am I surprised by that? I'm not surprised at all. I'm really not. I'm telling you, they don't know what they've done here. It's been reported in any number of different places. Just talking about the political horse race going on right now between Trump and Biden, that Donald Trump is getting perhaps in polling, one of the largest shares of the African American vote that's been seen in years. It goes from like low end in the high teens, and on the upper end, maybe around 30%. Now, we don't know what he's going to get on election day. Okay. I will argue Trump was going to, no matter what, Trump is going to get a larger share of the African American vote. Barris is of the opinion it might very well be the largest share of African American votes since Richard Nixon. Now, I don't know about that. Honey. Come on, honey. We're talking about it. They found him guilty. All 34 counts. Not a one of them did the jury let him off. All 34 counts. So, Leanne, I'm going to give you the same message that I've told everybody else. If you've got links to tweets or videos, stuff that you think we ought to be watching, put it in chat, be it on YouTube or on Rumble. We'll take a look at it. We'll talk about it. And I told everybody at the beginning of the live stream, this is going to be probably different in its tone, in that, and I'm not trying to be cheesy or schmaltzy about it, but if you guys need to vent, do it. I love you. I love you guys anyway, regardless of what would have happened tonight or not. But if you need to get it out of your system, come on. That is part of what the electronic front porch is for. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what this verdict means. Let's talk about what's going to happen. Let's talk about where we think it's going. I was just mentioning, we showed that tweet from that young man. He's never voted for Trump before. He'll do it now. I stand by it. We were just talking about the African-American vote. How much of it was Donald Trump going to get before this happened? A pretty big chunk. How much is he going to get after it? I might get even bigger. Same thing with Hispanics. Same thing with people who came here from communist countries. They know what a rigged trial, what a banana republic trial looks like. They just saw it in the United States, the one place on earth they never thought they'd ever see it. See, up to now, this whole thing about indicting a former president and finding him guilty and possibly sending him to jail, it's been a theoretical discussion. Yeah, the trial's been going on up in New York, but people are living their lives and trying to make their money, and they're trying to keep the roof over their head and the food on the table and the clothes on the kids' back and everything else that they got to do. It's been kind of out there in the distance, like, okay, pardon my French, shit just got real. Okay? It just got real for everybody. Not only did they indict a former president of the United States, which has never been done in the history of this country, they just found him guilty on 34 counts of, again, God only knows what. We still can't figure out what he's guilty of. But now, if Juan Marchand goes through with it, he could put Donald Trump in jail. Folks, let me say that again. If Juan Marchand goes through with this, he could put Donald Trump in jail. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many people in this country right now who came from communist countries, Cuba, Venezuela, others around the world, they came here with the understanding that this is the nation of freedom. Okay? Oh, here's an update from the commander. Thank you. See. 200. My buddy donated 100. Okay, here Venture. Yeah, I think it was Gypsy was telling us about this one, the 300,000. Now here's some news we haven't heard yet. The Trump donation site crashed from all the traffic. Trump just won the damn lottery. You ain't wrong. I am telling you all this. How do I want to put this? This is the asteroid come out of the sky from outer space and crashes into the Pacific Ocean, and the tidal wave that's going to come off of this is enormous. TBA over on Rumble says the Biden administration and the DOJ just got MAGA'd. I will reverse that. The Biden administration, the DOJ just MAGA'd America. And like I say, if you all find tweets or posts or whatever and people's just reaction, particularly if you find things to say, look, man, I wasn't supporting Trump before, but by God, I'm going to do it now. Put it in chat. Doesn't matter to me if you put it on the YouTube side or the Rumble side. We'll put it. Let's talk about it, because I'm telling y'all, give this a few days. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me do something real fast. I just want to double check something. Obviously, no polling firm is going to be able to poll this that fast, but I do want to see. Something here. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, we need to talk about this. Obviously, this came out before the verdict. But, guys, and again, every polling firm's a little bit different, but y'all need to see something here. I'm going to throw this up on screen. Take a look at what we got here from Emerson. Emerson just polled New York State in the past few days. Head-to-head, Trump-Biden. Biden's only up by 7. Throw in third-party candidates, he's only up by 6. Now, again, and let me do this real fast. The comparison. The most recent poll from Siena had Biden up by 9. That was done in the middle of May. Emerson just ran theirs at the tail end of the month. He's now, again, these are different pollsters, different methodologies. I get that. But all things being equal, Trump has shaved 2 points off of Biden's lead in New York in 15 days. Now, what do you think's going to... Now, I'm dying to see. I am genuinely dying to see somebody do some polling in New York sometime next week. Maybe release it either end of next week or the week after. I'm dying to see it. Barris, I don't think Barris has polled New York yet. That's true too. They might just go into the polling booth, be a shy Trump voter, and just be like, I'm pulling the lever. I don't care. Okay. All right. Hang on a minute. Let me take a look at this real fast. Hang on. Let me find it. Do. All right. Hang on, y'all. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm just pulling something up real fast. Yeah, we'll play it. We will play this. Is that Ron? Okay, yeah. Attorney Ron Coleman. This, all right. All right. Let me get this pulled up. Law tuber and practicing attorney Ron Coleman. Here's his reaction. Let's take a listen.
It's Ron Coleman. I want to talk about why the things we've been hearing come out of the various trials, especially the Trump trials and especially the New York Trump trial, but also the stuff coming out of the January 6 trials, the absolute clownification of the judicial system or systems in this country is the best thing that could possibly happen. That's right. Because these abuses, as over the top as they are in many cases not any more over the top that have been happening to regular people you never heard of, defendants, plaintiffs, criminal, civil, family court. I've only been in the courts for 3 decades, and I have hardly seen the worst of it. I've seen some pretty crappy things, but not the kind of stuff we're seeing today. The jury instructions that were given today in a certain trial in New York, absolutely comical. It's a great
time to help people customize and save with liberty.
Because what these high-profile applications of the judicial process have done it's demonstrated to America just what a problem we have. The judicial system needs to be entirely overhauled. There is no accountability. There's no accountability in connection with prosecutors. There's no accountability in connection with judges. The appellate courts mostly ignore or rubber stamp abuses. And in doing so, they're usually following precedent. It's not working. It's a disaster. But it's a disaster that, because of these high-profile, high-stakes cases, we're only learning about now. The next presidential candidate and the next candidate for governor in your state must insist on a radical overhaul of the judicial system. We need reform that will make the players in the system accountable. We need to change the system by which we just keep adding and accreting and doubling down on and nesting laws that can make any single person listening to this a victim of political or arbitrary or mistaken or negligent prosecution and ruin countless lives with no accountability. You wouldn't have thought about it. You wouldn't have known about it unless it happened to you or unless it happened to someone very famous that everybody's watching. Now act.
Okay. Good points. And I really do believe that is one of the things that's going to come out of this. There's going to be judicial reform at the federal and the state level. Now, the federal is going to be easier for it to happen than at the state level. But I'll make an argument that even Democrats in New York are going to have to do something about this. Because they cannot let the light of truth and information shine in on what they're doing. I'm telling you, I am absolutely telling you right now, there's judicial reform that's coming, and it will be widespread. This is not going to stand. Not going to stand at all. Now, there's some other reactions we got to get to, and you know, I almost can't stand the idea that I'm about to play this, but y'all, I got to do it. Rachel Maddow, MSNBC. Oh, God. Folks, I said a little bit earlier, there's a narrative that's starting to work its way into the press. And Rachel is the ringleader. She's already starting it. And you'll hear it here in just 1 second. Check this out.
He's been convicted of 34 felonies. And he is not just a former president. He is the Republican Party's nominee for president. I will go back to a point I made earlier, which is that I think the Republican Party has a decision to make now as to whether or not it is okay to be convicted of 34 felonies and still hold the nomination of that party for their presidency. For the presidency, he is the presumptive nominee. He is not the official nominee of that party. They can choose somebody else at this point. And if these felony convictions mean what they have always meant for everybody else in U.S. history who has encountered the criminal justice system while they were also standing for political office, the Republican Party will take that seriously and may reconsider that matter.
Do you notice what she's doing? Did y'all hear it? She's gonna start laying the seed. Zippy over on Rumble with a Rumble rant. Thank you very much, Zippy. And no, I hope you are not out of lunch money. No qualified immunity for those in positions of authority or power. You make or enforce unconstitutional laws, you should be held liable for any and all civil damage possible. You got it. And yep, that was absolutely the plan. Now, just watch. Guys, as much as I hate to think this, just watch. If you don't have a handful of Republicans in some form or fashion out there, that they're not going to be like, well, I don't know, that guy was convicted of 34 felonies. Should we really have him as the nominee? They're going to get smug and sanctimonious about it. We've got to have the best, put our best foot forward. Your best foot forward, if you stupid idiots don't stop and think about it for a second, you're going to blow the biggest political opportunity you guys have ever had. Do you understand what has happened? The Democratic Party has turned Donald Trump into a martyr. They are making him Nelson Mandela. They're making him Martin Luther King Jr. They're making him Mahatma Gandhi. They're making him any political prisoner. Doesn't matter what nation you're talking about here. But I'm telling you right now, they have turned him into a martyr. Gypsy just sent me something over on Rumble. Hang on, folks. Let me grab this real fast, and I will put it up there. I'll absolutely do it. Give me 1 second here. Let me throw this over on my other screen. What do we got here? Give me 1 second. It's pulling up now. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be real good. This runs about 2 minutes, but we're going to play it because I told you, we got to get this out of our system. So yeah, let's do it. This is for everybody in America. This is for everybody around the world tonight. Here's some more reaction to the Trump verdict. Check this out.
Donald Trump was just found guilty for his hush money. The verdict came back and they said he was guilty. But let me be the first to let them corrupt, sleazy motherfuckers know at November 5th, I'm still voting for Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck if he's on a ballot or not. I'm gonna write his motherfucking name down. Trying to throw this man in jail for some bullshit that Sleepy Joe do. All my black, white, Asian, Hispanic, and Indian Americans, we gonna form motherfucking Voltron on November 5th. Yeah, boy, it's gonna be electrifying. It's gonna be the most emotional, impactful movement in fucking history. Because in the first time in history, all walk of life is gonna come together. We're not gonna look at cultures. We're not gonna look at race. We all one people. We all on the same motherfucking page. I don't give a fuck if you a blood, crip, trailer, trash, hood, motherfucker, biker gang. We all got one thing in common. And we done had a motherfucking enough. We gonna pull up, hop out, we gonna barbecue, and we gonna realize that we all have more in common than they say we don't. We gonna walk together, baby. We ain't gonna march. We gonna have that pimp walk. We gonna walk together, baby. We gonna love one another. But more important, we gonna get them the fuck up out. Sleepy Joe, go to sleep, Sleepy Joe. We gonna come together, and we gonna laugh. We gonna dance. We gonna have a good time, baby. This is the time to celebrate. Because you want to know why? Sleepy Joe did something. He did do something. He brought everybody together. This motherfucker have accomplished that. Because we all sick of his bullshit. The power is in our hands. Our motherfucking hands, baby. Spread the word, baby. Create a fucking duet to this. Share this video. If I got to be the one to start this goddamn movement, then that's what I'm going to do. I'll take it. Trump need our help. Whatever religion you believe in, whatever you might think of, he need all of us to tear down this corruption. Trump win, it's going to be happy days. It's a wonderful day.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't figure out where he stands on this thing. I just got 2 words in response to that. Hell yes. Come on with it. Come on. Come on. Come on with it. I am telling, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. Good evening, Professor. We're glad to have you here tonight. Let's talk about this. Solution number 1. I don't care if you got to get across broken glass. You get 10 people to go with you and y'all go vote. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, after we get the people in office that hopefully are going to do what we tell them to do, it's time for some serious judicial reform. Qualified immunity ought to be on the table as far as something that we start looking at. The Justice Department needs to be seriously weeded out. And when I say weeded out, Obama appointee, Biden appointee, Clinton, I don't care, you're gone. Out. And after we get them out of that, we start thinning down the Justice Department as far as the number of jobs needed. FBI, if we can't reform you, we're going to get rid of you. I mean, I'm ready to take the proverbial hatchet to it. It's time. It's long past time. All right, we got some more reactions, and like I say, if you guys find tweets out there, videos, shoot them to me. Doesn't matter if you do it on Rumble or YouTube. We'll play them. You know, that is 2 minutes of fired up. And you know what? We ought to be mangry. One of the hundreds of years of American justice built upon hundreds more years of Anglo-Saxon common law tradition just got wadded up and thrown in the trash can, and they put dynamite under the trash can and blew that up. I mean, there was a point made this evening, and I forget who the commentator was, but what has been done to the American system of justice in this conviction, the damage, I'm not going to say it's irreversible, but man, it's bad. It's absolutely bad. There ain't no getting around it. No way. There's no way to get around that, what's been done here. Got some more reactions from folks you might know. Tucker Carlson, import the third world, become the third world. That's what we just saw. This won't stop Trump. He'll win the election if he's not killed first. And it does mark the end of the fairest justice system in the world. Anyone who defends this verdict is a danger to you and your family. Bring it. Bring it, Tucker. Who else we got out there? Robert Barnes, one of my absolute favorites. I respect impartial juries, fairly representative of the defendant's community, a right that stems from the Magna Carta. Trump's jury was a lynching jury, deserving neither respect nor deference. Daggone right, brother. Daggone right. Again from Barnes. The Trump verdict will pressure SCOTUS to make presidential immunity without impeachment more expensive. Now, we need to talk about this. There are a couple of cases, and we've been talking about them for a while, that are hanging out there. One of them is on the question of J6, and the other is on the question of presidential immunity. And some of you were able to be here for the live stream we did of the oral arguments in front of the Supreme Court. That case is going to get decided somewhere in the next 30 days. This ruling out of New York, because keep in mind when these accounting entries got made, they got made after Trump was in office. Question: would presidential immunity cover something like this? I don't know. Supreme Court may be getting ready to answer that question. But the Supreme Court cannot be looking at what's happened. I mean, look, it's like I said a little while ago. Up until now, everything has been very theoretical. Okay? Even the Supreme Court's like, okay, you guys are being a bunch of dumbasses, but you know what? We're not going to step in the middle of this. Well, now they got no choice. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that tomorrow morning the Supreme Court's going to hand down a 9-0 ruling overriding Judge Merchan up in New York and saying, you're a judicial idiot, and here's what you should have ruled, and that's the end of the matter. But sooner or later, in one form or another, the Supreme Court of the United States is going to wind up getting into this. The worst part about it, is the libs are already out there. They're trying to attack Alito. They're trying to attack Thomas. They're saying these guys need to recuse themselves. And I'm going to do something right now I normally do not do. I got to give a hat tip to John Roberts. Okay? A hat tip to John Roberts. There were Dick Durbin and Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island requested to meet with Roberts about the discussion being whether Alito and Thomas should recuse themselves on the J6 case, and Roberts said, "Go pound sand. I'm not about to take a meeting with you guys." Good for you, John Roberts. Defend the integrity of the court. And thank you very much, sir, for that super chat. I appreciate it. In Fedora, I trust. God first, Fedora second. I'm not going to compete with the Almighty. So you get my point. Anyway, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Cuba, Russia, Vietnam, China. They're watching what has been done here. They're looking at this and they're going, "Ain't no way in the world. This is not America." By the by, I had heard, and I need your guys' help with this one. I had heard that Joe Biden was going to make a statement to the press after the verdict came down. Has anybody heard anything about this? As of yet, I have not heard a thing. I've been trying to gather up reactions and video clips and stuff like that. I have not heard if Biden is speaking tonight. Has anybody heard anything out there about whether or not has anybody heard whether Biden is speaking this evening? I have not. I'm surprised he hasn't started running his mouth yet. Well, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. You might be right. You might be right, brother. But don't think, if he passes up the opportunity to try and rub Donald Trump's nose in this, I will be shocked. I am absolutely expecting. Well, TBA says Biden's letting the mainstream media run their mouths for him. You might be right. You might be right. Maybe that's what he's planning on doing. But I cannot see him passing up the opportunity in his arrogance to rub Donald Trump's nose in what happened. Here's another good point, too. Oh, it's past his bedtime. The Coke dealer has a lot of deliveries before he can get it. Well, okay, that's true. Oh, all right, I get it. Oh, wait, we got another reaction. Is this another one? Gypsy, is this another one? I'm assuming this is different than the one we just had? Okay, if it is, I'm throwing it up there. Give me a second here. Come on. Crap. Hang on. Let me go out to actual YouTube and grab this. Give me 1 second here, folks. Unless and we got some more reactions maybe. Hang on. All right, here's one. While I'm working my way around to YouTube here. Here's one for you. Check that out. That's from Kash Patel. Hang on, folks. Sorry about this. I'm having to go the long way around. And that's not Gypsy's fault. That's no fault of hers. Give me 1 second here. Oh, come on, chat. Show up. Get in there. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, that was the same as before. Okay. My bad. My bad. Yeah. Oh yeah. They have royally screwed up. Here's one of my favorite commentators, Sasha Stone. It will be overturned on appeal. And guess what? Talking to Senator Chris Murphy, you and your party are finished. You just don't realize it yet. I agree with Sasha. Which, by the way, if you're not following Sasha Stone on Substack, I'm telling you right now, you are missing out. That young lady is probably one of the most commonsensical commentators. I mean, she's like my sister from another mister. I love her to death. Hang on. Somebody's throwing me something. What's this? Okay. I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to warn you right now, there is a word that is used. I do not endorse this word, but I did not write the tweet. Okay. It is the N word. If that sort of thing bothers you, turn away from the computer screen. I'm just saying. And again, for the lords of YouTube, I do not endorse the use of this word. It's in the tweet. I'm simply showing it as it is. My N-word Trump going to be on house arrest at the White House when his tracker off. N-words are voting for him. Democrats just made a big mistake. He's not wrong, folks. He's really not. And lords of YouTube, that was an African American man who wrote it. So, you know. Good point. But, I got to keep the lords of YouTube happy here, trying to keep this thing going. I mean, I'm telling you, the Democrats do not realize what they've done. I mean, on so many levels, philosophically, judicially, politically. Yeah, and this is I'm telling you, you're going to see this more and more in the coming days over social media. I don't know when Trump's next rally is scheduled to be, but I'm going to make you two predictions right now. Number one, the attendance is going to be off the chart. And number two, you're going to see a more diverse crowd there than maybe you have ever seen before. White people, black people, Hispanic people, rich people, poor people. It doesn't matter. These people are absolutely going to come out the woodwork to support Trump. And it's not going to stop with one rally. I mean, some in the mainstream media, there are people that are popping champagne tonight. They are giddy with happiness. They finally got Trump. In the political corridors of power in Washington, D.C., there are Democrat senators and Democrat congressmen over at the executive building of the White House, and even, I would argue, in the private residence. They are absolutely getting they're absolutely sending out congratulation text messages. I'm telling you, they think they've got him. Christian, just shoot it to me and Twitter at a DM. Shoot it to me. Shoot it to me as a DM in Twitter. Just message it over to me, brother. I'll be happy to take a look at it. You got something you want me to watch? We'll put it up there, bro. No problem. Good point. And Gypsy just tweeted me a photo. Let's see what we got, folks. Hey, keep them coming. Keep them coming, y'all. This is therapy for everybody. This is therapy for all of us. Okay. Good point. Take a look, folks. Leaders who had their political opponents arrested: Benito Mussolini, Adolf Hitler, Mao Zedong, Stalin, Idi Amin, Fidel Castro, Pol Pot, Joe Biden. They ain't wrong. I don't know who put that one together, but they ain't wrong. Who did I see a second ago? Who did I see? I think I posted this earlier, but yeah, it bears repeating. I'm telling you. Okay, I just got something over. I think this is from Christian. Okay. Uh-oh. This is going to be interesting. Hang on a minute, y'all. Hang on. All right, Christian. Let's see what you got, brother. Let's see what you got. Folks. Oh, hang on. We got Ruben Christopher Haynes. Ruben. What's going on, brother? I'm sorry. I just saw you.
No, I just saw your message. I'm sorry. I've been in shock for the last few hours.
That's all right. That's all right.
And I've been trying to rationalize it in my head, and I feel like January 6th, 2021.
Yeah.
It's the exact same feeling. I'm going, no. This is no. This is a Kafka-esque situation, and I am done. I'm just like, get ready to I don't know what to do.
Brother, the Democrats have. Christian, we're going to get to what you sent me here in just 1 minute. So hang on, brother. Am I wrong in my observation how badly the Democrats just royally screwed up?
No, they screwed up big time. They don't know what the backfire is about to happen through the American people. It's not going to be politicians, talking heads, the news, journalists. None of those exist anymore.
Yep.
They don't. The American people, when you look at yourself and what your own life and what you've done, everything you've done, think about it. I say people like I downloaded an album, or illegally when I was a kid, or I did this or I did that, or anything like that, little bit. Or if you said anything, it's like going after things that are memes. Like the guy was arrested in memes in Europe. It's the same thing. But again, that's the whole idea. The bottom line here is Trump said it best when he said, they're not going after me. They're going after you. That's the point. He is just in the way for them to go after, and people have to stand up. This is the whole Atticus Finch, Mr. Smith goes in Washington moment. If we do not stand up and say no, because prior to the whole COVID nonsense, my views was so long regarding anything. I never got angry, never did anything. I just lived my life. I would vote every 4 years. I didn't vote every 2 years. I didn't care. It wasn't. I like politics. I like the civics aspect of it. The whole, the majesty of the presidency. I've been to DC. I've been to the White House. Been to the Congress. I wanted to see the history and this and that, the grandeur. And when I think of America and the greatness of America, it's not the battles we fought. It's the people stories we know about people, things that they've done. And no person epitomizes the modern American person than Trump. Yeah. As just an overall person. If I remember, again, I'm 56. So I remember Trump in the 70s, Trump in the 80s, Trump in the 90s. What he used to do, he would who was it? Jesse Jackson. He got all these accolades, and that now he's racist. No, and all these business deals. New York is the hardest place to do business, financial, everything. They did not go to all this. This is on appeal. It has to be appealed because of the way they did it. Because the way that I've been on federal trial, I've been on a federal court jury. I've been a foreman on a federal court, and the way the forms are, you have the counts, and if one count is guilty, then the other ones automatically are done. It's not like you don't. The way that the media is saying it, oh, they go by each count. No, if one count is done, a domino effect happens to them all. So if they find him guilty on 4, like I were saying, then
everything.
All 34 work.
Yeah.
And it wasn't unanimous, and they didn't have to be unanimous. So then if any of the 34 they said by a reasonable doubt he was guilty, then this basically blew up to all 34. This is appeal. It's gonna be thrown out, whatever. But again, I think that he should basically say, the sentencing's on July 11th? July
11th. Yeah.
And that's right before the convention.
4 days.
I know.
4 days convention. Yeah.
But he's going to get the bounce. He's getting a bounce now. This again. What's so weird is in 2016 when he was running, not in 2020, in 2016 when he was running, everyone would all of that mean, oh, Trump's done now. The Billy Bush thing, this and that. He's done. He's going to all the things that came out, ground by the pussy and all that crap. All the things he did and all that stuff, oh, he's down now. He's done for after everything he's done. And it was media, Trump. And he won. This is the same thing. It's media, always on the right. CNN, he's living rent free in CNN, MSNBC's head. So they're plastering him and he's guilty. And then it's like, no, he's not. So it's the reverse effect. It's like they don't know what they're doing. They excuse me. Because again, it's culture has changed, has shifted in the sense that back before, like, let's say 2016, 20 years ago, 2016, not necessarily that's 8 years ago, but the era of Obama and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you wanted news, you watch the news. Now, if you want news, you don't go to the news. You know it's corrupt. You stop going. If you want entertainment, watch a movie, watch a television show. Now, no one's watching television anymore because it's not genuine. Everything is manufactured. Everything's poised to do something. So no one's doing it anymore. You see the ratings that people are having. The news is down, this and that. Yes, CNN's getting more, but again, people are watching because they want the spectacle. They don't believe what they're saying. They're just saying what they're beginning. Yeah. They think, because again, it's a reverse thing of also like a YouTube video that has all the downvotes, or something's ratioed on X. It gets the clicks. So who makes the money? X makes the money. Google makes the money. Google doesn't care because they make the money anyway. If they're people watching a video, oh wow, people watching Netflix or watching this, it's good then. Yeah, but they're watching, they're engaged, those that are. But when the bottom line here is that the model has shifted, culture has shifted so much. They're dealing with what's the best way to they're dealing with the horse and buggy.
Yeah.
And a type of mentality of the news and media and all that stuff, trying to prop it up, and it's not going to be propped up. Yep. And it's not even moving on to the car. We're already in the space cars and something like that with being at YouTube.
We're like George Jetson flying around. Yeah.
Yeah, we are that now. Because again, it's on track. Boom. I tell the people now, it's like, is your head still buried in the sand of what's going on? Most people, some people are, some people aren't. But I am just done with this. This is un-American.
Well, we have some breaking news, and I just found this. I'm going to throw it up there, folks. You might want to get ready because tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., Trump is holding a press conference at Trump Tower in the atrium. Now, this is, I mean, obviously he's going to have more reaction to what happened with the trial, but with Trump, you never quite know what's coming. So I just saw this. I'm putting it out there for you. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., Trump is holding a press conference at Trump Tower in New York City. If you got a chance to watch it, you might want to do it.
Yeah.
Let me do one thing. Sorry. It's been a while, Ruben. I'm out of practice. What can I tell you? All right. excuse me. Apparently, Letitia James has weighed in on this, the Attorney General of the state of New York, and our spies on the ground in New York City. Compliments of the Professor Christian Watson sent this to us. So, folks, we might as well hear what the AG for New York City's got to say. So, do me a favor, folks, and check this out.
Hey, yo, this is your girl, Peekaboo James. I'm lurking in the rat-infested streets of New York City. And I want to tell you, watch out. I'm coming for you. Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you. I pretend to be neutral, but really act blue. It's Attorney General Letitia James. The whole justice system's going up in flames. I love to eat mayo with buckets of French fries. I know that you can tell, just look at these guys. Roll with that Alvin who loves to brag. He's shaped like a potato and his man boobs sag. I'm coming for your business, producers of meat, as I pretend to be vegan and self-defeat. And I blame it on beef and gas emissions while our cheeks squeak with this pure precision. If you're pale, go to jail. Dark or brown, hell nah. I think that I am perfect, not a single flaw. I don't care about fair or the rule of law. I make up sham cases as I'm grasping that straw. Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you. I pretend to be neutral, but really act blue. It's Attorney General Letitia James. The whole justice system's going up in flames. Biden stands no chance, so I help him cheat. Cause I think one day I'm gonna have his seat. Illegal immigrants, I'm gonna wash your feet, while the homeless veterans are living on the street. Me and Engelrun, don't care about no one. I wanna give a shout out to Merchant One and his daughter Lauren of Authentic Campaigns, who raised 93 million. Girl, that's insane. Nothing to see here, no conflict of interest. Dems love double speak with number one, the best. I wanna steal everything that Trump invests. The real fraud is me, let's put this case to rest. Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you. I pretend to be neutral, but really act blue. It's Attorney General Letitia
Uh-oh. Hang on.
James. The whole justice system's going up in flames. Too male, too pale, and too stale. This administration too male, too pale, and too stale. This administration is. I want to give a.
All right, so we've now heard from the Right Honorable Attorney General of the state of New York. Crap! I'm telling you, I'm out of practice. Jeez, oh Pete, this is terrible. And apparently, the attorney MTG has weighed in on this. Hang on a second. Let me. Hey, Gypsy, do me a favor and tweet that one at me if you haven't done it yet. Make it easy. Maybe you've already done it. Hang on, let me see here.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yep. Oh, she has.
Trump,
she has.
Trump needs to have. He needs to have everything that like all the Republicans should be there with him, behind him, come out and say they should be there.
Absolutely.
And we got. Connecticut said basically, he said that if maybe the VP, if he announces the VP or something like that, I don't know, shit. I don't know if it's something like that. It'd be nice.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's weighed in on this. Quote: "The fix is in. They would love to replace him or demand him to take Nikki Haley as the VP, or they tell him he has to rot in jail. How about you go fuck yourself, John Bolton, and the rest of the deep state cabal? Trump is the only one." Well,
yeah, John Bolton can go fuck off.
No, he can definitely, by all means, in a hurry. No, I don't give a shit what you say. I mean, Ruben, I'm telling you, I stand by this, and I firmly believe it. They have backfired this thing. They have no idea what they've done.
But the thing is,
immediate perceptible, but it's coming.
But here's my concern. My concern is like January 6th and how they basically started to lock up those patriots that were just trying to, talk about it. They are trying, I think, they're trying to get somebody to do something. And they're going to blame Trump for it.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. We're living in dark times right now, unfortunately. And I just don't like
absolutely. It. Absolutely. This is just straight crazy. A scathing email.
No, they have to do something now. We have to again, this is where you have to vote, and every single Democrat and majority of the Rhino Republicans have to go. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. This
Yeah.
is it. This is done. You know.
Do you
This is
think?
insane.
Do you think that certain party poobahs try to remove Trump before the convention?
Damn, if they do that, then it's even worse. Then everyone will go third party.
Yeah. I can
would.
see that happening.
I
could
did
see
in
that happening.
2016. I didn't vote for Trump. I voted third party, and I'll do it. You know, I'll do a write-in if they don't. Oh, we can't be on the ballot. No, I'll write it in. He says you're not doing this.
If they try to remove Donald Trump now, I mean, this is just my prediction. If they try to remove Donald Trump now, they will forever destroy the Republican Party.
Yeah.
In the name of hanging on to their little, empire of dirt, as Trent Reznor wrote about it years ago. In the name of hanging on to their empire of dirt, they will absolutely destroy the Republican Party forever, and it will just blow away in the wind.
Yeah, people don't realize.
Commander, I absolutely believe you on this, but brother, and I'm serious. If y'all find tweets, whatever, throw them in, tweet them at me send them to me on Twitter. Let's see them, because I mean, and again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I absolutely believe this. The polling is bearing this point out. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the black vote too. The black vote. Trump has Biden needs the black vote, but he's not getting it. He's waning away. And this again, it's think about it this way. The whole idea, if you because I do believe in the sense that there is a racist type of thing, because it's been set up that way. So I've always believed, when you think about the grand scheme, and I think there was a pastor that talked about this at once, where the government colluded back in the 60s to go after the Black Panther Party and everything, the black revolutionaries, and they told black mothers, kick your men out, and become welfare moms, basically.
Hey, and Ruben, hang on 1 second. I'll let you finish that thought. But the commander just sent me something via Twitter.
Go ahead.
We got a night. Well, it's not a video, but it's a tweet. Young man named Chandler Crump. I'll throw this up here, and I want you guys to read this. This guy's 19 years old. He's African American. Listen to his reaction. My name is Chandler Crump. I'm 19 years old. In 2024, I will cast my first vote for president. I will be voting for Donald Trump. How about you? And I want to see what time he did this. I mean, I've seen these been floating around Twitter for quite some time now. He did this after the verdict. Look at the timestamp on this.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this is going to reverberate. Ruben, go ahead and finish your point. I don't want to.
No. But that's the whole idea. The fact that they're going after him, and they just don't know what they're doing. They're doing something very dangerous. And like I said, like the him, and you didn't. Good thing you didn't scroll up, because something came out. But the black people are know that they have been treated unfairly by the government. And Tuskegee with the syphilis, the slavery, back in the day, and it's a late welfare queen setting out the people, incarcerating them at the higher rate, all this stuff. That is a systemic racism that the government does. That is true. They do that on intention. They want to divide, and they divide enough. And like for Kathy Hochul to say that they don't know what a computer is. And for Kamala Harris to say that, they don't know what a Xerox machine is. She did say that.
Or for Kathy Hochul to call citizens of the Bronx clowns.
Exactly.
Because they went to a Trump rally. Some of them, I'll bet you, for the very first time.
That's true. I saw the live coverage of that. Alex Jones was showing it. A bunch of people were showing the footage. My first rally ever. And I can't believe it. For the first time in 100 years, someone went in the Bronx, and they had 80,000 plus people. Yeah. No, this is again. They don't learn the lesson of 2016, and 2020 is not. There's no pandemic happening unless they do something. Some people say that there won't be an election or something is going to happen. They have to do mail-in balloting or whatever. But no, 2024, this is the time. I can't wait for tomorrow to see what's going to happen. I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. Are you going to watch it, or be doing?
Yeah, anything? I'm going to try. If I can, I will try and watch it.
Okay.
I will try and watch it. I mean, I won't be able to live stream it, but I'll definitely try and tune in for it because, and maybe it's just Trump, truly letting loose now that the verdict is out. But I want to see what he says. And more, I'm like you. I want to see who's standing behind him at this thing. Mike Johnson, you better be up there.
Yeah.
Rick Scott, the man who wants to replace Mitch McConnell, you better be up there. And you better not just be standing there doing nothing. In the coming days, you guys better be making sure you've got this guy's back and they don't steal the nomination from him. If you give a damn about the political party that you say you are a part of and that you say is for America, then you better prove it.
Yeah, it's done. This is I don't know. When I first got it, I had that pit in my gut again, like January 6th. I was like, what are they doing? It's like, can no one see what's going on here? It's fifth generation warfare, if you know what that is. And again, they're utilizing your computer, your phone to confuse you, to get you going, and then people buy it in. And then there are still people plugged into the matrix that believe 91 counts, 34, he's guilty, this and that. You're going to see it all on Twitter, this and that. And I was seeing it going on when I was watching, jumping from channel to channel, all the legal minds. Viva Frey was doing it. Good Logic, I think Lawyer Logic was doing it, something like that. And it was split. Some people were saying lock him up, and some people were saying it's wrong. But I'm just like, no, this is a dark time. But but again, the darkness has to be so the light can shine. What happened?
Folks, I just found something, and I think you need to see this. This is from Robert Kennedy Jr., a man who is running against not only Joe Biden but also Donald Trump. You need to see what he has just written. I'm gonna put this up here. The Democrat Party's strategy is to beat President Trump in the courtroom rather than the ballot box. This will backfire in November. Even worse, it is profoundly undemocratic. America deserves a president who can win at the ballot box without compromising our government's separation of powers or weaponizing the courts. You can't save democracy by destroying it first. The Democrats are afraid they will lose in the voting booth, so instead they go after President Trump in the courtroom. I am also running against President Trump in this election. The difference is I'm challenging him on his record, his lockdowns during COVID, his atrocious environmental record, his cozy relationship with corporate America, his support of the war machine, his failure to root out waste and corruption in Washington, his service to the billionaire class, his bloating of the national debt. These are the issues that shape American lives. I'll challenge him on these things, but the Democrats won't. You know why? Because they pursue the very same policies. Now, okay, lay aside some of that, and I get why he's doing it, and I get why he's saying it, but his point is completely valid. True. Here you have one of the, the most important third-party candidate of the individuals that are out there right now, and even he's acknowledging this is wrong. I mean, the Democrats have crossed a Rubicon from which they will never be able to go back to the other side of the river. I mean, people are going to sit here and say, oh, you're just dramatizing. You're a Trump guy. No. You don't understand what's been done here, folks. For those of you who think that I'm over the top or Ruben's being over the top or everybody else is, no. What has been done today has significant ramifications and effects on so many areas of the American experience that we're never going to be able to go back from this. We might be able to repair some or most of the damage, but there's some things been done here you cannot take back.
Right. Everyone has to be fired. It's again, you can change every 2 years. You can change your congressman, but the deep seat has to go. These departments. Think about this, my friends. You can look this up. Go and look at every cabinet position and when it was created, starting from the most recent one, Homeland Security, going backwards. Education 77. What has happened to America when the government stepped in to do something? It's collapsed. It's done. Homeland Security, Patriot Act. It's going after Americans, but we still have a border where people are rushed in, and then we try and stop this. You have people are standing up to try and stop it. No one's reporting, and those that do report, like Drew Hernandez, and you've got Alex Jones and a few others, they're arrested.
Yep.
We are in we're in the fascist state now. This is happening.
And by the way, for you Democrats and progressives out there, and even you communists, and I know all three of you groups watch my live stream. You don't want to admit it, but you do. If for nothing else, to get a better education than what you're getting when you hang out with your friends. Let me point out something to you that has just been brought to my attention. I saw this earlier. I just didn't have a chance to grab it. And Gypsy, once again, a hat tip to you, darling. For those of you who do not know, there are certain betting markets outside the United States that keep track of the odds of what certain political events will happen. I mean, you can go to an off track betting center and make bets on horses or whatever. Well, you can do the same thing with politics, but just you can't do it in the U.S. Polymarket is one of the best betting market sites, whatever you want to call it. And keep in mind, these people aren't doing what they do for sentimentality. They're doing it for cold-blooded cash. Okay, because there's millions of dollars on the line when they're taking bets from people and when they're laying down odds of certain things will happen. Well, let me show you something that was just sent to me. For you progressives and Democrats and communists and whatever you call yourselves out there, you guys think that this is not going to have an effect on November. You guys think that this will not rally the American people to Donald Trump. You guys think that you have put this guy away. The top number is the betting market's odds on who would win the presidential election. In Polymarket, Trump had like a 1-point lead. On May 16th, around the middle of the trial, Trump in Polymarket was up by 8 points as far as the odds of winning the presidency. Post-conviction, Trump just went up 10 points on Polymarket as far as who they think will win the presidential election because of the conviction by itself.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, and just other people that were doing polling. I don't know if it was Rich Barris, but other ones were doing it. That he's exploded, and he's gotten he's getting at least a 20-point lead now.
Well, I mean, it's going to be some days before we see. I mean, there's probably going to be some polls that come out this weekend, but I doubt very seriously that they will have the full. Well, it depends. If they're still in the field gathering in surveys when this drops, you might see the effect. If they do any polling next week that comes out at the tail end of next week, you're going to see the full effect of what happened today. And now then we're going to go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The question I have regarding the polling is, do they do I want to see how sneaky they are. I want to see if they're going to do any distinctive change and justify it. Well, we see the fact that people who've never voted before are voting. So we need to do our polling based upon registered voters, not likely voters, because that is a distinction. If they do that,
I don't know that distinction is going to make that big of a difference to me. And again, I really,
Well, I meant the old news people doing it to try and make Biden look better.
Well, if they are going to try and do that, it's going to be how they word the question in the poll.
Exactly.
That's going to be the trick. But I don't even know that that's going to make a difference. This is something that is so visceral. The reaction that this causes is so visceral that it doesn't matter how you try and. I mean, we were talking about this before you were able to hop on here. The reaction of the press, their talking points are, "Oh, this was done in a local jurisdiction. This has nothing to do with the Justice Department. This has nothing to do with Biden."
Yeah, I saw that. Sharon Bream can go fuck off.
The talking points are already out there. But I'm telling you right now, the American people are too smart to not see through what's going on here. And I'm telling you. And maybe I'm dead wrong about this because let's be honest, I don't do polling, but I read as much of it as anybody else or try to. I don't care how you word the question. What happened today is going to cause such a visceral reaction. Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, it does not matter. Trump's going to get a bounce out of this. The only question is, how big is it?
Yeah, exactly.
So... I'm trying to see if anybody else is throwing me anything here. So yeah, I mean, this is a therapy session tonight. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we need to talk about. I agree with what Christian Watson said earlier. It just can't be anger. It's got to be solutions. But right now, and I saw
But the thing is that they want the anger, they want that, and I swear, people. That's why I haven't tweeted about this, because again, I sincerely think that you're going to hear a lot about people's videos and tweets being reviewed, and you're going to have a lot of like knocks on the door if you tweet something against the Biden, because they're going to basically say that, oh, he went after Biden, he went after this, oh, he do this. Again, be very careful about not you, but I know you are, but but be very careful that you're going to start to see people being rounded. Merrick Garland will start going after they call white supremacists. They're doing this, and it's going to be like what it's gonna come up. Things are going to come up. They want someone to do something. That's what they want. They want that, and I'm just sick and tired of this crap.
Yeah. This is, this is just, I'm telling you, there's going to be, well, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you did it, now see, here's the question that I've got. Here's the question that I have. Will Democrats now try to renew their effort to remove Trump from the ballot? What do you think?
They could.
Yeah.
But again, it goes to the Supreme Court again, and the Supreme Court can, throw it out again.
Yeah. And I'm looking, keep talking. I'm listening.
Because they can go ahead and confuse everything.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this has to go to appeal. It has to be repealed by the New York state courts. If it fails there, it has to go to Supreme Court. This conviction cannot stand. It is insane. And I heard a rumor that Biden is going to do a press conference tonight.
I had heard the same thing, but I have not heard anything from anybody about when, the time, or whatever. Again, and if somebody knows something that we don't, drop it in chat and let's hear it, because I've said earlier, I just cannot see Joe Biden passing up the opportunity to gloat about what happened and rub Donald Trump's nose in it. I can't.
Oh, it's funny. General Flynn.
Oh.
No, nothing. He put his new profile pic, and it's the American flag upside down.
This is possible. This is possible.
Yeah. But again, I've had that since January 1st. Sorry, January 6th, 2021.
Yeah.
I've been doing that's been my thing, my background. Upside down American flag. Yeah. And then I have my 3 flags. Upside down American flag, the Gladstone flag, and my newest one, an Appeal to Heaven flag, the pine tree.
Yep. Absolutely.
Those are the 3 that it's like, and then of course, if you're going to call me extremist, then I'm the American extremist. I don't care. I'm just done with this crap. It's just insane. I want to see if I'm looking right now on Twitter, see if I see anything from moron.
Yeah, I'm just looking up something in the Constitution, which is Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5. And I want to read this. No person except a natural-born citizen or citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of the Constitution shall be eligible for the office of the president. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. Doesn't say anything about convicted felon. And maybe I'm wrong, but Eugene V. Debs was sitting in jail when he ran for president in 1920, I think it was. So yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, the Democrats could try it, but I don't think they're going to get very far with it, especially if this thing is under appeal. I mean, but I do agree with a lot of commentators. They're wanting to tag Trump with the words convicted felon.
Sarah Gonzalez has tweeted out an hour ago, Trump campaign donation page crashes after guilty verdict. So basically people are trying to, again, put it out there. Boom. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's nuts. It is absolutely nuts what has been done here. They do. I mean, Kerry Smith just retweeted a quote from Admiral Yamamoto of the Japanese Navy. We have awakened a sleeping giant with a dreadful resolve. And that's what the Democrats have done here. They have absolutely done it. So,
and I was thinking about that. I remember back when the old Tea Party days, when that was like, starting out in like early 2010, around there.
yeah.
And all things are going on, and it's been a long time coming. 2016, and I was skeptical about Trump, and then that first conference, and then everything he's talked about at his inauguration, I went, wow. And then he really brought it home.
Oh gosh.
And things were good. Things were good. Shit.
You've got to see this tweet.
Oh no. Okay.
Congratulations, Bolsheviks! You have made donate to Trump more popular than boobs. This is from Jack Posobiec. Apparently, this is like Google Trends, showing you what topics in America are being searched for. Well, apparently, more people are searching for donate to Trump than they are boobs. So, congratulations, Democrats! You've managed to make women less popular. Congratulations, just saying.
But Brian,
yes, sir.
What is a woman? Just kidding. Never mind.
Oh,
yeah, never mind. Never mind. All right. Oh, I know. Hi, how are you doing?
He's here all week, and try the veal. Let's see.
Oh my God, Trump. Look, Taya said it best.
We're not saying, but we're just saying. There you go. Oh gosh.
Oh, she's so funny. She makes me laugh.
I know.
Every day.
What other quick reactions we've got out there?
I call her my shining star, my bright light, bright shining light. She is.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, folks, I tell you what, y'all have got lives. Everybody's got to go to work in the morning, and we've been at this for just a little under 2 hours. I wanted to get everybody together and kind of, give it a chance to just get it reactions out of system and see what you guys think. And I want to thank you guys so much for every link that you've sent, for every comment you've made, for the super chats, the Rumble rants. You guys have been awesome. I've always said I've got the best audience on the internet, and I absolutely believe that. And if you haven't done it yet, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, give me a sub on YouTube and Rumble. Ruben, where can everybody find you? What can they do to help you out? Where are you at on social media? And what can people best do to help you?
Yes, I have my YouTube channels. I have my weight loss quest, and I have my main channel where I do videos. And I'm going to do more on Rumble and X. So follow me there at Ruben Haynes. Just follow me everywhere. I'm all over. And I am basically call myself the John Hancock of the internet, because I use my real name. So Ruben Christopher Haynes, you Google me, I'm out there. I'm all over the place, because I'm not going to hide behind a moniker, because I say, you know what? I'm going to be the Atticus Finch. I'm going to be that Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I'm going to stand up and say, no, this is no more. I'm going to stand up by a man of my word, be authentic, and have integrity to have my word. So follow me everywhere.
And I'll leave you guys. And I just found a trending thing on Twitter, and it's up to you guys whether you want to go type in the words "voting for Trump" on Twitter, because that's trending right now. But I got to show you this one, because this is just too daggone funny. We'll wrap up with this. When I see someone who says they're still voting for Trump no matter what, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
That is cool. That is so good.
I'm telling you, the creativity of the American people tonight is going to be, in the coming days, is going to be extraordinary. All right, wow. Ruben, hang on for a minute. We'll say some proper goodbyes off air. Folks, I want to thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You've been totally awesome as usual. I will be back this Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Front Porch Brunch, and we're going to go over some other stuff that's in the news, and there's still going to be fallout from this, and we're going to be talking about it. So tell your friends, tell your mothers, your lovers, your sisters, your misters. Tell everybody to come back Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much. And remember the words of that old Negro spiritual, we shall overcome. You guys have a great